Hey guys, what's up? Hey, hold on, let's big screen that. Hey guys, welcome back to another video with Electric Soul. Hey everyone, if you're new to my channel, I'm a psychic medium, a spiritual life coach, and just a spiritual girl putting everybody on alongside a whole lot of other things. But today in this video, guys, I'm going to be talking about something that is certainly very important in general. I want y'all to understand what it is to manifest amazing, perfect physical health and how, like, again, important it is to do that, because in your reality, we are all the curators of our bodies, of our minds, of our souls, and everything else for that matter. And that all stems back to our belief system, the way that we, the way that we talk to ourselves, believe about ourselves. Hey guys. The way that we basically choose to go on throughout this life as the creators of our realities. We all have to understand that having amazing physical health is something that we make the decision to have. And I actually mean that wholeheartedly. I feel like as time goes on, I only get proven more and more as to why and how this is super true. It's not like, I don't know, it's not like a phony shit. It's like, this is literally exactly what it is, bro. It's your decision. If you want to have good health, if you want to live a good life, if you want your physical body to be as great as you want it to be, it's your choice to make it that way, and no one can do it for you. Honestly speaking, no one and nothing out here can create that for you. You're the person who has to create the way that you live your life and how you see yourself physically speaking, being, right? And it's crazy because on my way home today, I was thinking about the fact that I've seen some people like straight up give up on life. Okay. Like I've seen people who unintentionally manifest things with their physical body that it's almost like they're just kind of okay with it. I don't think anyone's actually okay with it. I think that their ego is okay with it in that lifetime, because I feel like whenever cases like that do happen, it's definitely through their souls learning enormous lessons. And then in the next lifetime, they're going to, probably prioritize the way that they perceive themselves more and things like that. But I've seen it happen where some people are okay, quote unquote, with having it that way, settling with something that they don't want, just saying like, yeah, I was told this, so it is, and that's it, whatever. But at the end of the day, like as I was thinking about that, I thought to myself about how it really is your decision. Like if you succumb to that and you kind of just deal with it and you just say, well, that's it, X, Y, and Z, whatever, it can very much be just that. But you always have the decision to be a lot stronger than you could ever be. You know what I'm saying? Like you have a choice to be as strong as you physically want to be, as you know that you can be, because you're a person who is everlastingly growing. You're always growing, you're always becoming better, you're always becoming stronger. You're a very powerful source. Okay? And the more that you realize how much power you actually have in the way that you treat yourself, that you perceive about yourself, that you are with yourself, is the more that you will become healthier, happier, and physically even better than ever before. And it really does come down to your assumptions. And I really feel like if anyone ever tries to tell you that it doesn't come down to that and that genetics are genetics, it's going to be that way one way or another, it's just science, whatever. Okay, we get it. But listen, all that stuff backed up still goes back to the fact that belief system does make up so much of what happens in this reality. And it also makes up for the way that you feel on a day-to-day basis, the way that you manifest things on a day-to-day basis, the way that you do everything that you do. I know that for myself as a figure skater, I feel like one of the biggest things I could do is sit here and complain about how much my body hurts, right? Or even state that, okay? To be completely honest with you, my body doesn't hurt, thank God, right? I've been skating for over a year now. In 2024, oh my gosh, whoa, that's crazy. It'll be 2 years soon. That's crazy. So yeah, it'll be 2 years soon, okay? And I'm also 25 years old, right? So as y'all know, or maybe y'all don't know, but in the figure skating community, starting at the ass crack of birth is basically the prime time for you to start figure skating, right? That's what they like say. They're like, oh, you have to start when you're 5. If not, then you're screwed. It's not true, obviously. Like, no, that's definitely a belief. It's a limiting belief that goes very far, because I know, like, it goes far back because that's how it's been usually. A lot of times people will start as children, and then, by the time they're teenagers or whatever, they have a lot of the stuff down because their bodies are so used to it, right? So their bodies are accustomed to jumping a certain way, to spinning a certain way, to constantly like drilling themselves, because that's how it is when you're figure skating. Like you're constantly jumping. So you're drilling in a way, you know what I'm saying? Like you're always landing. Okay. The same thing goes with off ice. You're doing jumps on the ground over and over and over again. Okay. So one of the biggest things that I came into this sport knowing was that if I'm going to be a figure skater, I can't let shit stop me. Like I genuinely cannot let anything in my reality make me feel like oh my God, there's a chance I could break a hip. There's a chance that my legs will be fucked up, whatever, bro. I've heard it all. Okay, I've heard it all. And I've seen it all too, because there's a lot of figure skaters who actually do end up dealing with a lot of injuries. And I feel like that does come from limiting beliefs as well, because a lot of these people, when they do deal with these injuries, it usually stems from a huge fear that they had prior to that, such as getting hurt or not doing things the right way. Bad technique could fuck you up, whatever. That's all a choice still, okay? Even for myself, you know, I don't, thank God again, I don't go through like physical pains in terms of me skating where I'm like, oh man, I've been skating too much lately. I could feel it in my knees. Okay. That's something that, some things that I've heard people say, and some things that are recycled, right? But I don't want that. Like I don't want to live my life doing like my favorite sport in the world, saying to myself, "Oh my God, by the time I'm 40, who knows?" The fuck, well, is that useful? No. Okay, it's not useful. It's not helpful. It's nothing that we want to be a part of. So I associate myself with the limitless nature of knowing that I'll be fine no matter what, because this is my body. Like I control my body. I know what to do with myself. I know how to be powerful. I know how to make myself even stronger than ever before. And it's just like that. Naturally speaking, you have trust in yourself. You know that you will become stronger, that you will become better. And I know that I'm stronger now than I was before I started figure skating. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that this was all a choice that I made, because even as a teenager, I remember that I used to honestly feed into a lot of like sad things in life in general on Instagram, things like that. I'm sure y'all know how, maybe y'all don't, but when I was 10 years ago, basically, in like 2016, funny because everyone's talking about 2016, but 10 years ago it was like this huge trend to be like sad, which I'm sure it still is low key, because I know that they have like a lot of self-deprecating stuff online still, but I feel like it's a lot less. Back then it was like completely normalized to be like depressive, to be sad boy era, whatever, like all this stupid stuff, honestly. But I used to feed into that because everyone around me did, and I was used to it, so that's all I saw. And I remember that at that time I was also playing soccer, and I honestly dreaded soccer because it was like super hot out. Oh my God, it was like literally so fucking hot out. And we would do conditioning, right? So we would be like running. And I remember I was always able to keep up, but the pain that I would feel after was something that I almost like can't imagine feeling now. But I know that I felt that way back then because I would feed the mindset of, I'm not built for this. That's like what I would always say. I'd be like, I'm not built for this shit. Like, I know I'm strong, I know I'm fast, but I don't like, I'm not built for this. I would always associate myself to be someone who's very physically inactive in the way that I just didn't want to get up. I didn't want to do anything. I'm sure y'all remember sometimes in my videos, I would talk about that. I'd be like, I don't like to do anything that makes me sweat, and I don't like working out, period. Okay. Now I can say the exact opposite because I actually love it now. But the reason I love it now is because I manifested loving it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I genuinely know that it's because I made myself see it that way and perceive it that way. And that's why I feel that way now. It's because I let myself, you know, I could sit here and say the same thing. And that's really what it is, guys. Like, I last year when I started, or 2024 is when the time I started to actually try to work out, because I was like, for figure skating, I want to work out, you know, like I want more muscle, whatever. So I would work out. I would do like crunches and all these side ab stuff and like a whole bunch of stuff. Y'all know Mad Fit on YouTube? Yeah, I would watch a lot of her videos. Okay, she's very helpful if y'all want to work out. But so I would watch Mad Fit, and I remember I had a choice. I literally remember making choices. I remember looking at the TV and being like, okay, you can make a choice right now to stop and say how hard this is to do and how much you're sweating and how painful and how this, how that, or you can just keep going and just do it because you know that you can. Like, I wanted to do it, so I chose to do it, and it worked out for me. Like, I became so much stronger. Yes, the pain hurt after, you know, like my body, my abs, whatever, but it felt really good. I remember before I used to dread that pain. I used to think like if I felt physical pain from soreness, from running, from whatever, that it was something that was almost like depressing to me, where I'd be like, oh my God, like my stomach hurts so, or my abs hurt so much, my legs hurt so much. And you know, it's like you make yourself a victim out of that. Okay. So at that time, I decided, nah, I'm not going to be a victim to any of this stuff. Like, I want to be stronger. So I chose to be stronger. I manifested that. And now I can easily say that doing a whole lot of the exercises that at one point I thought were like impossible are extremely easy for me to do, which is also something I almost never thought I would ever get to the point of being like, you know what I mean? Like, I never actually thought I'd be consistently working out, sports, this, sports, that, running, like all this stuff that I just never saw myself doing. Like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, not 2 years ago. Well, it's January. So yeah, maybe 2 years ago, honestly, because I got into figure skating in March of 2024. So that goes to show for you guys. I want y'all to understand it's literally, hey, it's literally what you choose to make of your reality. If you want to be physically healthy, and this goes farther than just like physical stamina and things like that. This goes for illnesses, this goes for diseases, this goes for anything that you could have, a sickness, whatever. Baby girl, I'm gonna tell y'all, I've not been sick in years. I've not been sick in years. It used to be a thing where I would get sick like twice a year, maybe once really bad if I let myself, you know, like a year or so. I remember in 2018, I got so 2019, I got so freaking sick. Oh my God, it's gonna be gross. I don't want to tell you guys, but I basically had mucus coming out in places that they weren't supposed to come out. Can you believe that? And the reason for that was because I had so much mucus in my nose that it was going to other areas. Okay. So imagine that. I got so sick, I couldn't speak. I lost my voice. I was like cough. I had to not go to school for a whole week, something I never do. I never miss school like that. I never like take weeks off for because I'm sick or whatever. That's never been how it was for me, okay? But this one time in February, it was like literally the week before Valentine's Day, I got super sick. And I remember when that happened to me, I was like, I am not dealing with this ever again. Okay? That's what I said. I said, I'm not dealing with this shit. Like I'm not doing this again. I have not been sick like that in years. I haven't gotten a fever because I had a fever at that time. I have not gotten a fever. I've not gotten sick in years. Okay. And I mean literally years. I have not gotten sick like that ever again because I chose that. And as simple as I'm telling you guys how I chose that, I made that decision is as simple as it can be and is supposed to be for you because this is not a complex. This is a very simple thing. You choose what you want. You want to be healthier. You choose to be healthier. You want to be happier. You choose to be happier. You want to be richer. You choose to be richer. It's your choice. Okay. And that choice does manifest in your highest favor if you allow it to. I know for myself at that time, I said, I don't want to get sick like this again. I'm not getting sick like this again. Like this cannot happen again. It didn't happen again because I actually wanted it bad enough. That's the thing. It's like I really wanted to remain healthy. I remember, you know, even over time, there were chances where I felt like I could come down with something. I remember even recently, actually, I felt like I could come down with something. Okay. It was like I had like a tiny cough, but I knew that if I left it alone and I assumed that I was getting sick, like if I kept feeding it, I was going to get sicker. I just knew that. Okay. And that could even be an assumption, but I feel like it was like my intuition. I feel like I just felt like, okay, yeah, like there's a chance that I could feel worse about this. So, you want to know what I'm going to do? What I'm going to do is I'm going to assume that I'm not going to get fucking sick and I'm not going to let this mess with me like nothing. And I took like a medicine just to help, like inspired action, to give me more confidence in my assumption. And I didn't get sick and that was it. But everyone around me was sick. Like literally everywhere I was going, people were sick. People in my family were sick, like everything like that, bro. But I did not get affected because I didn't let myself. And even for my sisters, whenever they feel that way and they're like, oh, I'm sick again, I'm like, why do you let yourself get sick? Like, stand up, you know what I'm saying? And they understand it because they know it's true. They're like, yeah, you're right. Like, yeah, you're right. Like, literally, you're right. That's it. Apply that. You apply that, you heal yourself through your assumption, like your application of what you want out of your reality. And if you want to be healthier, your choice, you make yourself be healthier on purpose. And that goes the same thing for this. For example, hold on, let me read you guys the mess. Okay, so this video was a requested topic. I'm gonna read. Hey boo. Hey, I so needed this video right now. I had health flare ups and downs sometimes. I need that reminder that I can control that aspect. You absolutely can. You always have that much power, which is amazing. And you have to take a lot of pride in that because I feel like some people unintentionally get freaked out when they feel like anything can happen to them. It's understandable. It really is because I do understand it. I really do get how these things can appear. But I want you to know that with your control, with your power, with your intent, you will be good. You will be healthy and you will have that longevity invested within you. Even in my own personal cases, I've seen very old people live as long as they want to because they want to live longer. Okay. It's because they want to keep on living. That's it. There's a lot of people that I've seen. Last week, I was at someone's house and we were outside and he told me at first there was a neighbor outside and they were mowing their lawn. They were like doing the whole yard work. Okay. Everything by themselves. You would have thought this man was like 50, 60. I feel like 60 maybe. He's 80 years old doing that shit by himself out there. like nothing, because he knows that he got the power within him to keep on going, to keep on living, to do what he has to do to make his life better for himself. You know, he's not going to sit down and choose to become a vegetable out of fear, because that's what happens when you're 80. That's not what happens when you're 80, unless you decide that. Okay. I feel like the biggest thing as well is that the societal beliefs that after a certain time you start declining, you get older, you slow down, you forget things, you get blinder, you get deaf. What the fuck are y'all talking about? I'm sorry, but like, I get it again, because it's understandable, bro. That's how, you know, the human body is said to be. It can be that way, but it's definitely just a choice. And like I was saying with societal things, that's also peep back to all the limiting beliefs that are meant to keep people in a certain place to help benefit other people, right? So healthcare, right? They want you to assume the worst, honestly. Have y'all heard those commercials? Risk of dying, risk of diarrhea, vomiting, forgetting things, amnesia. Take our medicine. Really? Come on. Something my sister told me, she was like, if these people really cared about making people better, like feel better, they wouldn't be trying to advertise all these medicines. They would be trying to show you how to stay healthy. Facts, literally correct, 110% correct. And that's what I'm saying, is that remember who benefits from you assuming the worst out of your health. Remember who benefits from that. It's the people who are very fucking greedy. That's something that's not for you, okay? We don't feed into that for a reason. And I'm very happy to see so many people lately. I've seen a lot of people on social media, a lot of old people in person, older people who are still doing what they're doing, who still believe in their health, and who understand that they can still make the most out of their physical ability, because they're choosing that for themselves. That's something that, it's almost like you're beating the system by letting it be that way. The same thing goes for if you're letting yourself be beautiful. If you're choosing to see yourself as a glory, the most beautiful person in the world, you're already knocking out half the industry that wants to benefit off of your insecurity. The same thing goes for having money. You assume you're rich. That's what we want you to do. Maybe on the other side, they want you to assume the poverty, right? Because it benefits them. But no, the fuck it doesn't. Like, absolutely not. That has nothing to do with us, nothing to do with you, and definitely not the way that your reality is supposed to be at all, ever. All right, really fast. So I'm going to read you guys. Excuse me. I didn't burp. Okay. I'm going to read you guys the requested topic comment that this person left me. I didn't read at the beginning. I've honestly forgot to, but this is what they said. They said, I wish you would do a video on how to manifest your highest physical health possible. I have health conditions that cause me to not be able to breathe very well at all, and there is no cure. It limits me in so many ways, and it's really hard to stay positive. So how can someone manifest to overcome things like that? Just wondering. I've been a fan of your channel. Okay, so then they were really kind. Thank you. That's so sweet. But then they said, I'm just curious what you would say to people that can't reach their highest potential because of their health problems. That's the thing. I do believe everyone can reach their highest potential regardless of their health problems. I know someone who has asthma, and she's a fucking bad bitch, bro, because she doesn't let that stop her. It doesn't affect her. And it's asthma where like she needs like that, what is it called? I don't know what it's called, honestly. What is it called? Inhaler. Sorry, it's an inhaler. She needs an inhaler, and she never uses it because she doesn't need to, because she doesn't let herself need to. You know what I'm saying? Like, she chooses, and she does. And like this person, she wouldn't breathe very good at all. I remember there was a point where she was like completely, almost like suffocating because it was so hard to breathe. And it's like it passes, and then she just recollects herself, and she's like, no, I'm not gonna like be a victim to this, because she's also a sports person. Like, she's someone who likes to do active things. She's very on top of her physical ability, and she understands that her letting herself be a victim to that is ultimately what may limit her, because she would feel like, oh, if I run, I can't breathe. I can't run then because I won't be able to breathe. But you want to run. So make it happen for yourself, because you can. Because at the end of the day, if you decide something amazing for your health, it will end up manifesting for you. Even if the first few days, the first the first week, let's say, more like 4 days actually. The first 4 days to you feels like it's a bit difficult. You're almost like, I'm so used to having this. I can't imagine my life without it. I don't know how things would be like if I was actually 110% healthy. That's where self-concept comes in, because now it's time for you to rewire the way that you see yourself as an unhealthy, sick person, whatever. Like, you have to see yourself from the perspective of complete and total health. The same thing with this person. No more claiming that you're limited because of your health conditions, and more of, I'm limitless regardless of anything else. I'm not going to be a victim to this shit. You have to be stubborn. The people who live the longest are the ones who are the most stubborn, okay? And we're all stubborn bitches. That's exactly what it has to be, because that's how you get what you want out of this life. You can't sit here and just deal with things as they come to you, because that's just the way it is. It's human nature. You can choose how human nature works in your highest favor, because that's what human nature is supposed to do for somebody like you, period. Excuse me. Okay, so another thing about that as well, and this is like a side note, I want to say, when it comes down to also embracing your highest physical ability too, I want y'all to also know, for me personally, something that I always thought was that, and this is like something more physical body thing, okay, with flexibility. I used to feel like I was not that flexible of a person because I never stretched or anything like that, right? I'm so fucking flexible now because I chose to believe that, because I chose to embrace, you know what? When I was a kid, I used to do splits because I really wanted to. That's another thing. When I was a child, I was obsessed with Lazy Town. I just had deja vu. Oh my gosh. This is all happening for a reason. If you ever have deja vu, by the way, I might make a video about this on Monday. But for spiritual Monday video, but deja vu, anytime that you have it, that just shows you that you're on the right path at the right time. So wherever you are, if you're listening to this and I just had deja vu, it means that like all of y'all are meant to be listening to this, and this is something that's meant to go out there. Okay, so same thing goes for you guys. If you have deja vu and you're living your life, it just means that you're doing all the right things in that moment and to keep on doing what you're doing. So I just had deja vu telling y'all that when I was a kid, I loved Lazy Town. Y'all, I don't know if y'all know Lazy Town, but with Stephanie and what's Sporticus, Robbie Rotten, y'all remember maybe. I think it was like a Swedish show. I don't remember completely. But basically, I was so inspired, bro. She was throwing splits left and right. She was literally throwing it up, bro. She was just like, yup, up and down. I was like, damn, I was so inspired because I was like, I want to do that. So I dedicated myself at 8 years old. I remember I was like, I got to get my splits. Like, I have to do this. I have to be flexible like this. So I did everything I could to get my splits, and I got my splits. And I remember that it was like a thing where you can't do splits in jeans or something. So I went against that and I was like, nah, bitch, I'm gonna do splits in jeans. So everywhere I went, I would have my jeans on and I would do splits. And it was so fun. And I remember like, I knew this lady who was a therapist. She wasn't my therapist or anything like that, but I knew this woman who was a therapist. She was an adult. And I remember I was like, do you want to see me do a split? Because I was so impressed with myself. And she was like, you're wearing jeans. Like, should you do that? And I was like, yeah, I can do it. And I just did it because I knew that I could. And that was something that over the course of the next few years where I became more pessimistic, honestly, after that, I thought I lost all that, right? I was like, oh, I'm not flexible anymore. It wasn't depressing or anything, but you know, I was like, oh, I'm not flexible anymore. I don't want to keep up with it. When I was practicing splits, I was like doing it every day and it hurt. I remember how much it would hurt to do like the splits. Even when I was a kid, I was in ballet for 1 year and I remember doing like the splits in the class and it fucking hurt so much, but it helped. Like, I was able to do them though. Okay. So that's also an assumption. You assume that these splits hurt and that they hurt like hell if you let them, but if you choose for them not to, they won't. All right. So there on out, as the years went on by, I got back into figure skating, or I get into figure skating at age 23. So this is like 8 years old. When I was 16, I was practicing doing splits again. I gave up on that because I was so overdoing it every day. You see, that's like the limiting belief. I was like, I have to do it every day. And if I don't, I'm going to lose the split. You don't ever assume that. You never assume that you're going to lose an ability, physically speaking, because you're not doing it. Never assume that. But I did assume that at that time. Okay, I was 16. I started working on my splits for like a month. I gave up. I just stopped. I was like, I'm good. I'm not going to do this shit because there's no point. I felt like, so what? Okay, I could do a split. Whatever. Years later, 23 years old, I get back into doing stuff like this, gymnastics, whatever. And now I can do a split very easily, like easier than I ever have in my whole life. I can literally do like all the stuff that I thought I couldn't ever do. You know what I'm saying? Like even the middle split, I'm working on it and it's like, it's getting, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that today, for example, I did splits on both sides to practice, you know, to really extend myself. And it didn't hurt nearly as much as it used to when I was a child. Also keep in mind, I'm an adult now, right? Limiting belief. You're an adult. When you're a kid, nothing hurts. I think it's the opposite for me because I chose that. When I was a kid, everything fucking hurt because I let it hurt. I remember I was just like, oh, that's gonna hurt. Blah, blah, blah. I never like thought to myself, oh, I'm a kid, so I'm limitless. No, I didn't think that actually. I thought that like it didn't matter how old you were or whatever. I just thought that, you know, however it is, it's gonna hurt anyway because it's something that you're doing physically speaking. And I literally saw that play out. And now it's the opposite because now I'm like, oh, okay, that's literally a choice that you make. All right, if I want to be limitless with my body, if I want to do splits, if I want to do backflips, if I want to do this now, I'm going to do it all because I know that I can. And it hurts so much less now than it did when I was a child, which, you know, right there is I'm already blowing away limiting beliefs regarding you can't do that because you're an adult. Yes, the fuck you can. Okay. Same thing goes with your health. Every single thing that you're choosing about yourself better be in your highest favor. You never sit there and say to yourself, oh my God, I have my dad's arthritis, or my mom has a limp and I inherited that. I don't know. No, like absolutely fucking not. Like, do y'all hear yourselves? It's like you're screwing yourself over for no reason because I can say the same thing. Oh, I don't know. My parent has this and that, so I have this and that. Do you want this and that? If you don't want this and that, I don't want to hear it. Like dead ass. If you don't want this and that, you got to claim that shit differently because it's not for you, period. It's not for you. And the same thing goes for anything else in your reality where you feel like it may be a limiting belief and you think the X, Y, and Z happens to me because of said factor, genetics, whatever, growing up. No, it does not have to be that way. You can choose differently. You can always choose differently. And I know that I've chosen differently for myself. I know that a lot of things have definitely manifested in my highest favor, physically speaking. And I know they will continue to because I'm choosing to be that strong. Like, I'm just not going to settle. Like, I'm not going to settle. And neither are y'all. We all have to be stronger than that. We have to be way stronger than that. And I feel like this is such an important topic because this is your whole life. Like this is your health. Like your health is one of the most important things in this whole world. You need to be healthy and happy. That's like my thing. Okay. You need to be healthy and happy because that's what you deserve. And that's just, I feel like that's when people are the happiest is when they feel like the world is their oyster. Like they have no limitations here. You know what I'm saying? And even if there are cases where maybe somebody's going through something where, I don't know, I'll give you guys actually a really good example, low key. It's about my contacts, okay? I'm sure y'all have seen this didn't happen to me, but on TikTok, I don't use TikTok anymore because of all the shit that's going on. But when I was using TikTok, I remember I saw a bunch of videos of it's an ANOVA keratitis, something like in their eye. Have you guys seen that? It's like people who have who are like their corneas are being eaten by fucking eating amoebas, bro, because of bacteria under their contacts. Okay, that's terrifying. Jesus name, like for real, because that's like insane. But what happened to me is that I didn't have that, thank God, but I had something else where in this eye I had a keratitis, but it was because of suffocation. So my contact was suffocating my eye and my cornea couldn't breathe. Okay, so when I would take out my contacts and I put on my glasses, it was like I could see perfectly in this eye, and this eye was becoming super blurry. And I didn't know what was happening. I wasn't like scared because I didn't let myself. I was like, don't like the whole time I was like, it's okay. Like I was like, it's fine. Don't worry, it'll be okay. Because I knew, you know, like you're not gonna freak out about that. I couldn't freak out about it. I didn't want to be upset about it, obviously, because I just didn't know. But I knew everything was gonna be fine because it's my reality. I have a natural trust that everything will always be okay. So eventually I think like everything naturally happens. It always works out in your highest favor. So naturally, I think one day I ended up telling my mother something about it. I don't remember what I said. I didn't like come to her with help. I wasn't like, something's going on with my eye, but I was like, X, Y, and Z, whatever, right? So she becomes super concerned naturally because she's like, almost like, what are you talking about? Like, what's going on? And I was like, I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of blurry in this eye, but I don't know why. I wasn't making it a big deal. I was like, whatever. And she freaked out. So she was like, no, you're going to the eye doctor tomorrow type shit. And I was like, okay, if you want me to. And she's like, you have to go. Like, this is serious. And I was like, okay. I don't believe anything's wrong, but it is serious in the way that like you should always take care of your health. So I went to the eye doctor and it turns out it was what they said. So it was that like my contact was suffocating my eye. And he told me that, you know, if you continue that way, if like it continued to suffocate my eye, I could lose my sight. So that's something that would have happened, could have happened, not would have, but could never happen if I persisted in that way almost, you know what I mean? Like almost if nothing was done, but obviously something was always going to be done because that's the way my reality is. Like everything always gets taken care of. So something was done, right? So from there, I got these eye drops that are like steroid eye drops, and my eyesight is completely back to normal. And like every single day now when I put on my glasses and I see how clear my eyes are now, I'm so happy. Like I'm like, thank God, you know, like I'm good. My eyes are good. And I'm so thankful. Like I literally am just like, thank you, God. Like, thank you, God, because I can see from both eyes again. Because even from that time, I was a little sad, you know, I was like, damn, like, why is it so blurry? But I was like, it's gonna be okay though. Like I naturally trusted that and everything turned out okay. It ended up working itself out. Whereas I feel like if I was freaking out, I honestly think I would have manifested I feel like I would have manifested like a speedy, almost like harm to my eye basically, and I didn't want that. So that's something that I just want to tell you guys, that you guys have all the power in the world to manifest so much in favor of your health. I had a family member who had cancer, and she had to get like chemotherapy and everything, and she told me that she was assuming the best out of it, and then she literally is completely fine. Like she's completely fine. She has all her hair back and everything, and like not even just that, but she told me that she knows that her belief of her getting better is what helped her get better, and it was 110%. And the same thing goes for everyone else in this life. If you have a will, keep on fucking fighting. Don't stop. Don't give up on your health. Never give up on your body. Never give up on anything that works for you, because this body is meant to serve you. It's meant to help you. It's a fuel for you. It's a source of power for you. And the more that you believe in your health and your body, the more that it will help you, it will benefit you, and it will back you up always. I fall so many times figure skating, and not once have I ever sat there and said, holy shit, that was such a bad fall, I can't skate. No, like it's never been like that, because I don't let it be like that. And even there's been a case or two where I've fallen a few times on like the same part of my leg, and it would hurt a lot. Like it would eventually become like a little, like a bruise or something like that. And I would always take that as like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. Just take your time. Obviously, I feel like everything to me is like a sign. So if something like that happens, I just automatically take it as, oh, this is happening to show me to just relax. Like, don't go so hard on the ice like you always do type shit. And it helps me because it's true. And on top of that, it also heals my body. I don't fall victim to it. So I'm not like, oh, I fell. This can affect me in the future. No, it's just a moment. Like it's okay. It's okay. If you're sick, it's just a moment. But don't assume more out of it, like, oh, it's gonna get worse and I'm gonna die. No, like it's not gonna get worse, bro. If you're not gonna let it get worse, it's not gonna get worse. Have confidence in yourself, believe in yourself, and know that it's gonna be okay, because it will be. It always will be. If you allow things to be, they always will be. And even then, I know people as well. I know this one guy who has he has diabetes, and he's like really big, like really physically really big. And he's told me, he's like, I have to keep going. Like I'm not gonna stop, because if I stop, then that's it. Like I do active things all the time. He lifts things. He's just always on the move, always doing things, because he knows that that's what's going to help his body the most. And it does. So I feel like and of course he does have limiting beliefs about his body regardless, but that is still strength that correlates into something else. Like it's a will to live. If you keep on living, if you keep on choosing to live, you're going to be okay. You're going to be freaking gorgeous. Like you're going to be clutch. Okay. That's your decision to make though. And you can definitely do it. You have all the power in the world to be as great as you want to be. Please just let yourself be that great, because there's nothing here that's truly or genuinely holding you back. Okay. With your permission, you will always be as healthy and as great, physically speaking, as possible, as like literally as you want to be, but let it be. You can do it. I promise you can do it, my love. But okay, that's basically it for me talking about this topic for right now. I'm going to, oh my God, hey, I see what you're, oh my gosh, okay, I'm going to respond to everything, but I see your comment to the one who actually requested this video, hey. But yes, guys, I love you guys so freaking much. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is a very important beyond words, important topic. And I just know that we can all do this. Like our healths are a huge priority. It's the number one thing we have to be, bro. We have to be as strong as possible. I don't claim any of that shit. I feel like the next level of society, not even society, but like, I feel like society from a spiritual sense is now we have to learn how to embody being our healthiest selves mentally, so that we can be it physically, and no more feeding into any kind of like, any shit that makes you feel fucked up, bro. You know, like don't feed into this. Like don't feed into what benefits people who don't want the best for you, period. But okay, let me read this. Okay. Hey, boo. Hey, guys. Okay, someone said, hey, Electra, please answer this. How to ignore doubts when manifesting, how to know that I'm in the state of the wish fulfilled. You know that you're in the state of the wish fulfilled by basically knowing that you're there with your manifestation, mentally speaking. You just choose what it is that you want. You choose to persist in that. And if you know that you're persisting in it and you feel good about it, you feel confident in it, and you just feel like you feel your desires, it's manifested. That's how you know you're in the state of the wish fulfilled. You ignore doubts by simply not allowing the things that you feel are limiting to you get in your way. You have to be stronger than to let limiting beliefs dictate how you're feeling, what you're doing, or anything else for that matter. You have to be stronger than that. And you definitely are. You definitely are. Like, you can do this, okay? Believe in yourself. It's very simple, but don't complicate it. Just choose it, persist in it. It's done. And so it is, period. Just like that. Someone said, how's figure skating? Hey, boo, thank you for asking. You're so sweet. It's really good. Thank you so much. I went today and it was so fun. I was there for like 3 hours plus or so. I was like 3.5 hours. It was really fun. I did a lot of stuff. I'm practicing new entrances for my flip and my Lutz and my Sal Cow, but maybe I'll keep the entrance the same. But yeah, it's going really good. Thank you. I feel like, you see, even with that, it's like I figure skate so consistently. You'd think, whoa, how the fuck do you do that? No, I do it because I have a will, bro. Like, I'm going to keep on doing it, period. So it's going really good though. Thank you for asking. I would show you guys videos, but I don't know if I have like anything solid like that. I feel like maybe the first video I took like a spin really fast. Let me see if I can even see it. Wait, maybe, let's see. Okay, I was trying to grab this in the back to do a catch foot. What was I doing here? I'm also trying to do what's it called? The eye spin. I gotta show you guys. Let's see what I got here. Hold on. Me doing camels. I'm crying. I'm doing like a bunch of camel spins. Okay, here I was trying to do the eye spin. Let me see if I can show you guys. Okay, so the eye spin is like when you grab your, I'm literally about to like split up right now. It's like when you grab your leg and you go like that, like all the way up high. So this is what I was trying to do right here. So I go into it, and then you have to like catch your foot. You have to bring it all the way up. And I got really close at one point, but it's like you have to get used to it because the way that it feels is like you're pulling your whole side up, and you just have to like, yeah, like here. Okay, look, here's a good example. So you have to like pull that up, bro. Like, you have to hold it up and you have to balance on that. So that's something that I'm like not mentally, but more physically trying to like incorporate so that I just get very used to it. And just to make it very simple for myself, obviously, because I feel like once you get the thing with figure skating, or just in general with any sport, with anything that you're doing physically, the more like when you get used to it, you don't stop. So it's like raps, So yeah, I just want you guys to remember that for yourselves too. If you're doing any kind of sport, if you guys are like getting yourselves involved into anything that makes you happy physically, like that you want to do for these kinds of abilities, whatever, you just have to remember that consistency is key. And that you're going to get to where you need to be because you're doing it, and your body remembers everything too. So it's like all muscle memory and stuff like that. So that's something else. I feel like, of course, obviously we all want to feel powerful within ourselves. And I feel like if you know your power, if you know your worth, if you know everything that you got going on, like, you'll always be great. But yeah, that's definitely how it is. Here, I'll just show you guys really fast, like backspin. Okay. That's it, guys. I love you. Thank you for asking about that, though. Okay, next. I'll show you guys more videos soon. I'm gonna take more, and I'm gonna start working on doubles officially, or I'm working on Axel right now. I have a coach now, so a coach again. I had a coach before, but for a while I was like solo because I was applying everything my last coach taught me, and now I'm going back to coaching. And with the coach, I'm going to do doubles. Okay. I'm going to do my Axel and doubles and other stuff. So we'll talk about that when the time comes for it. But okay. So someone else said, that's how my grandma is. She's 95 and does push-ups every day, drives, etc. Period. You see how even me clapping, like, I shouldn't, it's like, I'm so proud, but I shouldn't, it's almost like it's normalized for like, oh yeah, whoa, 95 doing that. It should be normal that a 95-year-old would do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't be surprised. No one should be surprised, period. That's what good, grandma. Very proud of her. I'm very proud of her. Someone said my grandpa was in the hospital for a few days because of low blood sugar. He's okay now, thankfully. I'm very happy to hear that because, yes, of course, like manifesting always the best. And exactly, commercials so brainwash people. That's why I can't stand them. Anytime I hear a commercial, I just mute it. I mute it because they're ridiculous. And I always think to myself, I don't even want to play it. Like, I don't even want to have it in the background because I don't want my, like, my subconscious to hear that shit. I'm not trying to hear, oh, you know, the commercials, everyone looks so happy and they're like, oh, what is it called? Symptoms include death. And everyone's like, and it's like, it's like the worst symptoms ever. Cut the cameras, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Okay, someone said, how to be, okay. How to be in the state of wish fulfilled when you literally don't know how it feels to have your desire. I mean, for example, if I'm manifesting beauty and for my whole life I was an ugly child. You were never an ugly child, and if anyone ever actually told you that, they're tripping because children are not ugly. That's number one. But number two, the way that you get into the mindset of just knowing like, yeah, you know, I can have this even if I've never seen it is honestly, I think the biggest way that you can help yourself the fastest is through visualization. Visualize yourself being the beauty that you want to be, living as you're living, being how you are in your highest favor. Visualize that as uncomfortable as it feels. Continue visualizing it. The more comfortable you get with that visualization, the more comfortable you will be about it in person. Okay, so if you're visualizing it and you're visualizing yourself being rich, let's say you've never had money, which is something that like I've been through. My family has never had money. Okay, I got so serious about having so much money years ago that now it's like, yeah, duh. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not shocking to me. I feel like if I never worked through that limiting belief today, I'd probably be like, oh, that's crazy. Like, I can't touch that much money. I'm not used to that. I'm not going to let that shit limit me. Like, I visualized myself. I kept telling myself over and over again, like, this is the way that rich people are, you know, like good rich people, not the corrupt ones, but like, you know, this is how it is to be rich. This is how it is to truly have your finances covered. You deserve that. This is how it is. Get used to it. You have to get used to it mentally, and that's going to translate to reality. Because for me, mentally, it became super comfortable. I started seeing that in my physical reality, and now I cannot imagine my life any other way because I've immersed myself so deeply into having as much money as I want to have, and it's worked so well. Okay, so the same thing goes for everyone else, but we can all definitely do it for sure. I mean, of course, you can too. Believe in yourself. You can do it, boo. I promise. I saw this video about how you can visit someone in their dreams by setting good intentions. What is your take on that? Yes, correct. You can do that. And I've done it before. I've only done it to people I really love and care about. Not many. I think like 3 people, low key. But I think it's definitely very possible. It's just your intention. Yes. And if you set that intention, they're going to have a dream about you, and they may or may not tell you, but they're definitely going to feel it. They're going to see it, and it's just going to be there because, you know, like, you want to be there. If you want to be there, your soul will take matters into your own hands, and your soul will make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's really nice to know that you have that kind of spiritual openness to doing things like that. But just remember that if you want it, you can have it. So yeah, the same thing goes with, you know, you hopping into somebody else's dream. It's still done. Like, it's still very possible. Just believe it, set your intention, and yes, it will happen. Just have good intentions always with those dreams, and it will always be great. The person who wrote the comment said, thank you for reading my comment and doing this video. Totally inspired by me. I love you. You're an amazing lady. You're an amazing lady. Thank you so much. And I'm really happy to have been able to cover this topic for you. Like, genuinely, it makes me very happy. And yeah, thank you. Like, I'm happy to be able to talk about this stuff. It's very important. Yeah, of course. He said, I cannot believe you read my comment. Of course, of course. I may not read everyone's comment, but like, if I catch it, I'm gonna respond. You know what I'm saying? I'll interact for sure. But of course, always, don't worry about it. What's your thoughts on celibacy? I love celibacy. I think a lot more people should practice that. I think most people should practice that, actually. I feel like, oh, I have like a huge opinion on this. I feel like people have been, okay, this is the thing. It's like people have been abused into thinking that having sex is wrong as fuck, right? And then we have another side where it's like too much sex, right? Okay, so there's a split down the middle. You as a person should feel very comfortable, for example, not ever having sex again. And I'm saying this for the reason that you feel comfortable enough within your own soul to not feel the need to intimately incline yourself and coil yourself with somebody else if you know you don't, like, basically it's okay to have sex, of course, but for me personally, I'm very intentional. I've never, oh my God, I'm not that, like, I can't do it. I can't just like bust open Tatiana for real. Like, I can't do anything like that. I've never been a casual dater. I'm too intense for all. I'm a very deep, as y'all can see. Like, I'm obviously not someone who's just gonna do that. But even in relationships, I always like withhold, like, okay, I've been with my boyfriend for like, oh my God, almost 7 years. That's crazy. Almost 7 years. And even in these cases, it's like we have a lot of respect for ourselves and things like that. And I just feel like with that, the spirituality of it, I want people to be very safe. I want people to be very, very intentional about where they place their sexuality and things like that. I don't like seeing people just having sex with anyone. I'm sorry, I don't like casual sex. I'm sorry. I know that maybe some people's egos may get hurt by that, but I feel like it's so important to be so intentional about the way that that you immerse yourself into somebody else's life, because genuinely when you have sex with someone, it is a soul connection, bro. Like, you're wrapping yourself up into something, and you are, if you want to say it or not, you are. That's it. And I know that because I've seen it. I know it. Like, it's literally just how it is. It's something that you almost want to deny, but it's true. And you would only want to deny that though if you're someone who is like trying to excuse that. But personally for me, I think celibacy is amazing. I think it's very revealing. It tells you a lot about yourself, and it also shows you that you have a lot of power, and that it's almost like you don't let your horniness take over, literally. That proves that you're able, like, you're so strong. You know what I'm saying? Because some people let that rule their lives. There are people that I've seen people that I've known who would literally bust open for anyone, men and women. And it would be because it's like they can't contain it. Like, they can't hold still. Hold on, you're okay. Like, either you'll find the right person, and even then you will still practice having intentional good sex, if you know what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying. Like, you're not going to do too much or anything like that. You have to do everything at your own pace, and you have to be very intentional about the way that you do these things. And I think the more celibate people, the better. The only thing I will say is, if you're celibate, just don't shame anybody, obviously, and vice versa. If you're someone who's more sexually active, don't shame people who are celibate. I feel like just have an open mind for both ends, and everything will be good. But yes, I love celibacy. So thank you for asking about that, because it's very interesting, for sure. I'm also Scorpio Mars too, which is like the most sexual Mars sign ever. And I feel like I know a lot about sex for people. Like, I care a lot about people's how people experience things like that. Like, honestly, I'm very, like I said, y'all know I'm very like deep. So even within people that I know and care about, I'll ask them. I'll be like, how was the sex with them? Like, how was the sex with the person that you're with or whatever? And not even in like not at all in a perverted way. I don't care about that shit. What I care about is, do you feel happy? That's what I mean. Do you feel safe? Do you feel protected? Like, how is it genuinely? Do this person care about you? Like, I want to know. So yeah, that's my opinion. But okay. Someone said, first of all, I love you so much. I love you so much. Thank you so much for saying that. Second, my question is, when you first started your journey, how you were dealing with doubts, specifically doubts like, what if it won't happen? How to persist in the assumption. You're the goat queen. Thank you. You're so sweet. And then in response, he said, I know people say persist in the assumption / specific state of mind, but my ego keeps telling me it won't happen. I'm tired. So if that happens, the thing that actually helped me really lock in with my desires is going about it my own way. So I remember at the beginning of my law of assumption journey, as well as you probably, I would see so many things online that would be like, just do this and just do that, and just do it over and over and over again. And I would see a bunch of people who would agree with that, and they'd be like, oh my God, I manifested this, I manifested that. And I almost felt like, what am I doing wrong? As y'all know, I'm sure some of y'all have went through that experience, but I would think like, what am I doing wrong? Because it seems like it's not working for me, because I was getting so overwhelmed. Like you stated, your ego would make you think it wasn't. I would think the same. I would think like I'm on track for 4 days, I swear. And then after that, I'd be like, oh my God, it's not going to happen, or it's not the way that I want it to be. It was like I was looking for reasons to be unhappy and not satisfied with my desires manifesting. So what ended up happening for me is I went about it my own way, and I was like, no, I'm definitely getting what I want because I deserve it. I want it, and that's it. So the biggest thing I can do for myself to help myself is I just have to find my way in what makes me feel the most comfortable. Like, what makes me feel the most confident? What makes you feel the most confident? Is it you affirming and persisting? Is it you thinking about your desire, just feeling it for a moment and trusting it, and then just going about your day? Is it you writing down every detail of it, or even just writing down a simple sentence? Is it you visualizing the whole case scenario, or even just a little bit of it. What is it? Like, what makes you feel the most comfortable? Even if none of these options I just told you are anything that actually sits right with you, like things that make you feel fully comfortable, you find what makes you feel the most comfortable and you work in that favor, because that's what's going to make you feel the most confident in your desires manifesting. This is what helps self-concept the most. And I think that the biggest mistake almost that I see repeated within the law of assumption is that we all keep trying to fit in other people's pants, bro. Like, we keep trying to put a one size fits all on everything when it's not actually like that for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that not all of it will work for everyone. I believe all of it will work for anyone if you allow it to. But the thing is that for one person, robotic affirming might be their thing. For another, it might not be at all. You know, like, it's literally your choice of what you choose for it to be. But you have to choose to make something happen from it in your highest favor, where it's like, okay, yes, I feel comfortable doing this. Let me continue doing that, as you should. You have to be very intentional about the way that you do these things. But you have to remember that regardless, you know, like, your ego is not big enough to stop you. And if you feel like your ego seems that way for you right now, it's probably because there's something inside of you that's hesitating, and you have to work through that hesitation, and you got to work through it in your favor, like in your way, in your calmness, like whatever makes you feel the best about it all. And you will find your way if you intend that. So find your way, intend it. I promise you it will manifest for you, but have confidence, be still, and just know it's going to be okay, because it will. It already is okay. All right. Just have confidence. I promise. It will naturally work itself out. If you just trust right now that it's naturally going to work itself out, it just will naturally, and it really, really will. Because it worked out for me, and I honestly thought it wasn't going to. I really did, because I just couldn't understand like what was going on with me. I couldn't understand why I was so stressed out, but I let it happen. Like, I let things happen for me, and they did. So that's something that I feel like will definitely reflect for you too. But okay, I'm gonna try to get through a few more, guys. Okay, let me see what else you guys said. Hey, KSP, you're so sweet. Okay, let's see. I saw subliminal once that was inspired by your mindset. You're saying my mindset, like literally Electro Soul, like that's crazy. That's so cool and so sweet. Oh my God. Thank you to that person, and thank you for telling me that. I intend that it helped whoever listened to it though. I never knew that. Thank you for saying that. It's really cute and sweet. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm actually gonna just take a picture of that because that's really cute. Someone said, so good to hear how much is possible from your own experiences. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that too, because everything that I'm telling y'all from my experiences is meant to show you that you can do it too. Thank you for saying that's literally the whole purpose of everything. That's why I'm even figure skating. It was to show people that they can do it too. I promise you guys, I'm going to get my triples. I already have them, like, period. It's already done, said just like that. And when I have those videos of them, I'm going to show you guys, and I'm going to say, yeah, I started at age 23. Yeah, I got my triples at whatever, and I did it, period. And it's to show you that if you want to get your triples, you can do it too. There's no limitation. If you let yourself thrive, you will thrive because you're there. And that's it. No limitations, period. Limitlessness always. Okay. Of course, you're so welcome, AK47. I'm reading your comments, and I'm really happy to have been able to like give you, you know, like the clarity that you need. Don't be worried. You said that those is what I need. Okay, when all I do is worry that I won't be around to meet my grandkids, that's not gonna happen to you, and that's not the way to it's of course it's not the way to think. Don't ever think that. Don't ever assume that. Never assume that, like, never assume your life is cut in a place where it's not, bro. Like, you don't have a time limit. Choose how long you want to live for. If you want to live until you're 100, you can do that. It's your choice. I want to live a very long time because I know I have a lot of things to do. I'll die whenever it's naturally meant to happen or whatever, but even then it's like I'm not going to come. I used to like low-key think like I'm not going to make it past 18, and I really believed that. I thought that at one point, but I knew, I don't know, as time when I actually believed that that low-key was gonna happen, like before that, when I was like really depressed and stuff. But no, I remember when after I turned 18, I was like, that's crazy that I ever said that, because like, what if I believed that hard enough? Would I have died? Like, what would have happened? But no, I wouldn't have died, because my will wasn't gonna make that happen. I wasn't gonna fucking die. You know, like my will wanted to keep on living, so I did. And that's it. Okay. Something for everyone else, you know? Anything can happen, but we definitely all can do it. You know, like we all have the power to keep on being stronger and better. So I'm really happy to hear that this is something that you needed, and that, yeah, like you're doing your best, period. She made a live in time before the wrestling comes on TNA. Wrestling comes on. Good timing for a live. That's funny. That's so funny. I'm happy to hear that too. And I intend to enjoy your wrestling. You will be a pro. Practice makes perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, for sure. I already associate myself as being a pro in my head as a figure skater, and it's just gonna keep on moving. Like it's building. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm making it happen. So that's what it is. Yeah. Thank you for saying that. It means a lot to me. Love your progress on the ice. Looks so elegant. You're so sweet. Thank you. You look so elegant. Thank you. You're gonna do great. You're gonna do great. Thank you so much. Like genuinely, thank you so much, Angel. God bless you. Some months ago, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna read a few more, my love, and then I'm gonna go eat some dinner. We can all eat my dinner together. Some months ago, I had a chalazion. I've never heard of that in my eye for over a month, and so I listened to a health subliminal in my sleep, and about a month later, I believe it was gone. Yes, you know something really crazy. You can't even see. I had like a dot here. It was like a fucking like it was like a pimple, but it wasn't a pimple. It was like a knot here, okay? I had a knot here for years. And I remember I made a video. I didn't make a video solely about it, but I told you guys like in a past video, I was like, I manifested it away. I got rid of it. I don't know how, but I did. And it was not going away. I didn't know. I was like, I'm not going to the dermatologist. Like fuck that. I was like, I'm getting rid of this. And it worked. So I'm really happy to hear that. I'm very happy. Thank you for sharing that with the class. I'm very proud of you for that and also of your assumption. Period. This is more of a personal question. I would like to know, are you more of a laid back type of person or someone who's super particular about various things, both in general and in terms of manifestation or manifesting? I'm definitely very laid back. I'm extremely laid back. I feel like I'm very, very, very laid back, but I have boundaries. I used to be very, 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 very laid back with no boundaries. So I would, I just wouldn't. It's like I remember I had a friend who was flaw. Like he would say dark humor jokes that were like literally messed up. Sorry for cursing, guys, so much, by the way. I don't intend to, but he used to say like dark humor jokes that were not funny. They were like literally problematic. But this was like when I was in middle school, and I remember. Now I look back and I'm like, shit, I would have definitely unfriended him, you know, at that time if I had boundaries, you know, if I actually respected myself in some way, because I knew that they were wrong, but I was kind of like, I don't know how to not be friends with this person. But no, like you need to have boundaries. So I'm definitely very laid back for sure, because I just have to be. I feel like being laid back is the best way to be. As y'all can see, my whole channel is very laid back regarding everything that I tell y'all, but I'm very strict about the way that I treat myself, the boundaries that I have, the people that are in my life. I will cut a person off for doing even the slightest weird thing because I can feel intentions, and I've always been right about that. There have been times that I cut people off that would get really mad at me, and they'd be like, they would always tell me it's out of character. They'd always be like, it's so out of character that you would do that. And I'm like, what's so out of character about standing up for myself? Like, you just haven't seen me instill my boundaries, but they're there, honey, and I instilled them. So yeah, definitely though. But yeah, definitely, for sure. Anyway, someone said, if you can make a dream collab video, who would you want to work with? Y'all want to know who I'd really want to work with? Alia. That's the only person. I don't have anyone else on my list that I would want to work with. I don't care about anyone else. I'm sorry. But like, yeah, no one else really. There's not really anything, no person, no celebrity, nothing. I literally just love Alia, and that's it. So if Alia, that's it. But she's in spirit, definitely always around. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's always there. So she's technically always collabed, you know? But anyway, that's a cute question. Okay. Okay. So someone said, you guys are so cute. Someone said, hi, Electrosoul, can you help with digestive issues? Yeah, assumptions, my love. Yes, absolutely. I feel like for digestive issues and things like that, or other physical issues like that, because I used to have also digestive issues, but I started assuming differently about them. I was like, I'm not going to be a victim to this. I want to be able to eat what I want to eat and not have to like explode, literally, bruh. So I started assuming that my body was always healthy, that everything actually helps my body, benefits me, and that I always use the bathroom very smoothly. You know, I have a fast metabolism, things like that. And all of these things manifested. And if you feel like you have some sort of limiting belief about those things, and you feel like you need to, kind of, you don't need to, but if you feel like taking inspired action would make you feel more comfortable, I recommend doing that. For example, there'd be a time like my stomach would hurt because I ate too much chocolate. So I would take like a probiotic pill and it would just make it go away. But I knew that it was because of my assumptions that it actually really went away, you know, because I could have taken the pill and still been like, oh my God, it's not going to work. And it wouldn't. But if I say that it is, it will. So it does, you know? So remember that for yourself too. It's very simple. All these things are very simple. You just have to make it simple for you. If you make things simple for you, you can have everything. I mean that with my whole chest. Everything. Yeah, I understand that about being demisexual or demisexual. Yeah, I get that. Like sex grossing people out and things like that. I feel like it's more of like the karmic sex that grosses people out. Yeah, like definitely. You know, like toxic sex. Ew, gross. Someone said, could you manifest your fiance from being toxically hypersexual to being more loyal within the relationship? Thank you so much for being an inspiration and a great motivator. You're so sweet. Thank you. Genuinely. Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely manifest that. I feel like for things like this, personally, if it were me, I would definitely take matters into my own hands in two ways. I would definitely start to assume differently. And then I would also try to talk, not talk to them, but try to like see what I can do about it. And if I feel like that's not something that work, you know, like it's not comfortable for me to like talk to them about it, but I'd rather assume it. I would just assume that this person is someone who's very celibate, that they respect their bodies a lot, and that they have a high self-worth, and that they don't feel so much the need to want to, you know, go out and like have sex a lot and things like that. Well, you said fiance, so, you know, have so much sex with that person, basically. I feel like assume calmness over them and their body, and that will help them a lot too. Because I feel like with people who always want to have sex like that, or at least maybe it's with your fiance, because I feel, or not yours, sorry, with a fiance, that they probably, I feel like a jumpy energy. I feel like this person might be somebody who constantly feels like they have to just like do something. So you can naturally assume that they find something else to let out steam or to basically feel better about themselves physically speaking, and they will naturally go in the direction of doing that. So it's great to know that you can make things happen through your assumptions like that. But yeah, for that person, or if anyone has like a fiance like that, it's definitely about working with your, it's like, don't have fear about what could happen, just more have confidence in how great things are turning out for both of y'all, you know. But yes, okay. Aw, you're looking beautiful. Thank you so much for saying that. That's so sweet. Thank you. Genuinely, thank you. My partner just explained the reason for abstinence, and I take that as an apology. Depression takes a toll on someone if they let it long enough. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, it definitely can, but again, you can always choose differently, thank God, because I feel like if I let like my depression in the past take me over, I don't even know. Like I don't fucking know, you know, like I don't know where things would have continued to go, because they were going a certain way that was not favorable to me so much, and then I flipped the script because I was tired of it. So I'm sure that they will get tired of it too, and they will get up and get out of it because they can. Like they have the power to, and that's the best part. Is like your power makes up so much for this reality. Never sleep on that, guys, ever. And also, of course, someone said, thank you for this reminder. I constantly think the wrong way. I need to rewire my thoughts 100%. Thanks again. Of course, you're so welcome. And don't assume that you always think the wrong way. Just take it as like, that was a little detour. I didn't assume the best, but it's something that's I can fix. You know, like everything's fixable. Okay. Don't ever think like, oh, my assumptions messed everything up and now it's done. No, it's not. You just always have time to pick yourself back up and keep on moving, and you have the power, you know? So I'm happy to hear that. Just correct your language with yourself. Obviously, instead of saying my life is gone. Oh, wait, no, that's a different person. Someone else said, like, for example, like this person said, my life has gone to hell in a handbasket. Don't say that. No, it hasn't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, it hasn't. There's always a way to start over. You can always pick back things back right up, bro. Like, wherever it looks like there's an ending, I always take it as a beginning. If it looks like you hit rock bottom, the only way to go from there is up. And that's something that's very beautiful, because you can start over from scratch all over again. And that's something that's very motivating. Like, you can really do it. You can really do it. You have the will to do it, so do it. Like, you have the power to do it. Apply yourself. You can do it. But then they said, is there any way I could turn things around or manifest that? Whoa, I didn't even read that part. Yeah, literally what I was just saying. That's crazy. Yes. Pick it back up. Don't let that be the end. It doesn't have to be the end. If you want to be better, if you want greater things, if you want a better life, let it happen for you. It's your choice, but you can definitely do it. You have the power to do it. Nothing here is holding you back at all. The only thing that may is like a limitation. That's not enough for you to stop. You can do it. You can persist, and you can always pick things back up where you feel like you left them off, switch them around, and basically just start again somewhere. Just keep on moving up in little ways if you feel like that, or bigger ways if you want to cut off whoever, or if you just want to change a little bit of your morning routine that makes you feel a little bit better. Do that and you will naturally find your way up into a cycle of fulfillment naturally, okay? It's very simple, thankfully, but I feel like it's more of like the mental strain of thinking it's complicated that makes you feel that way, but it's not actually. And once you get past that illusion that it's quote unquote complicated, it becomes too easy, period. I intend nothing but the best for you though, and you can definitely do it. God bless you, Angel. Okay, last question. Can you help me manifest an affordable room? And as a former figure skater, love seeing your growth. Oh, that's cute. Oh my God, you're a former figure skater. I love seeing like figure skaters who either still skate or skated when they were little or whatever. I love to see videos of that because I think it's so cute. And it's like, it's just so cute. Like I love to see people putting their ability to the test because figure skating is genuinely like a mind, body, soul sport, bro. Like you have to be inclined, you have to be in tune everywhere to get what you need to get down. But yes, manifesting an affordable room, it does begin, as y'all know, in the assumptions that y'all make. If you're going to assume to have an affordable room, you have to assume in favor of that accordingly. So even if you have, excuse me, bro, it's like some every time I talk on here, I think it's because I'm talking constantly. It's like a burp or two comes up, but it's not even like a food burp, bro. It's like a talking burp. I don't know. But anyway, I say that because I be burping sometimes on here. But okay, so when you manifest an affordable room, you can either go all the way to the wish fulfilled and you're like, yes, I have like my affordable room down. It's already done. It's manifested. You start assuming that. But if you start to feel anxious because you start to think, that it's complicated, quote unquote, or it's not that easy or whatever, you have to rewire your subconscious or at least pick up on those limiting beliefs that make you feel like stuck like that, quote unquote. And you have to really let yourself see things from a bigger picture. So maybe it could be in the way that it's like you naturally just know everything's going to be fine. You will have an affordable room because that's what you deserve. And on top of that, you'll also make more money. So you're somebody who's fulfilled in all ways, shapes, and forms that you also get money here. You have the affordable room that you want. You're more than enough. You have more than enough to be able to afford any kind of room that you want. And whatever it is that you desire is definitely yours. So you start saying these things to yourself. You're like, nah, I got the affordable room, bro. Like I can definitely do this. Easy. I deserve it. I can do it just like that. And you're going to see your confidence build in that a lot. Again, it's like I feel in my throat. You're gonna see your confidence grow in that a lot, and you're naturally going to be like, okay, I can see how this reality, because you're gonna see your reality start to come through. It's gonna start to show you ways to basically have a more affordable room, and you're just gonna go with the flow of that, of understanding, okay, if I want an affordable room, everything's going to push me in that direction. It's really about having a natural trust in the way that this universe always comes in clutch for you. If you assume that it's working against you and, oh, it's just my luck or whatever, I mean, of course, you're unintentionally manifesting things you don't want because you're assuming that failure is almost like a given for you, but it's not. If you choose to have things differently, you can. So you make it happen. Like you choose that. You want to have an affordable room, make that decision right now and trust that this universe is going to come through for you. And that's it. You don't have to stress yourself out. You don't have to sit here. You can affirm and persist. And I honestly recommend that you do rewire your subconscious, meaning those limiting beliefs, like not feeding into any kind of limiting belief about maybe not having an affordable room or something like that. But through that, all of the belief system about you having an affordable room will be very simple. So it's not going to be like a very, oh my God, how is it possible out of touch thing? No, it's like, yeah, the fuck, obviously I got an affordable room. It's me. Like it's you. Why would you not? You know? So that confidence in yourself builds up for so much. It's like that everything else in life. If you want a bunch of money, you got to have confidence in yourself and you got to trust that you can have all that money in the world naturally, just like simply. Not a big deal. It just is just like that, peacefully. And it will manifest that way because I mean, for me, it's happened that way because I chose to just be peaceful about my assumptions and let it be everything that works out for me. And it always does. I know that if it works out for me, it will for y'all too. You just have to apply yourselves. I know that I want things bad enough. And if you want things bad enough for yourselves, you will make it happen. I promise you that. You definitely will. But I truly intend that you got this shit in the bag, which I know that you do, and that you get what you want because you already have it. But associate yourself with you already having it and you will see it because it is, again, already done just like that, period. Now, and the last thing, someone said, I try to send you a video of figure skating of a figure skater skating on a beautiful lake outside, and I thought you would like it. That's so sweet. Where'd you send me that? I don't think I saw that, but thank you so much for saying that, and thank you so much for telling me that and for sending me that because it's really sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Really sweet. I would have definitely loved it. The lake videos are so nice where they're skating on like a frozen lake. Amazing. Thoughts on Evil Eye? I wear my Evil Eye, but I don't claim anything from it. So I don't claim like, oh, bad intentions, people are jealous, oh my god, I fell because this or whatever. No, like I don't claim that shit. None of us deserve to be affected by Evil Eye in that sense. I do believe it's real, but I believe it's like if you let it affect you, it will. If you don't, it won't. Okay? So yeah. You have a lot of power over Evil Eye. You make it work for you, and it always will. May God bless you guys always. Okay, bet. On yes, I have quite a few videos of Evil Eye. But yes, okay, exactly. Yeah, don't use it to claim negative things. Exactly. Speaking of Evil Eye, I bought your Evil Eye pendant and amethyst necklace, and I just got it today. Oh my god, really? That was you? I just thought that is so weird. That's so weird. I was literally downstairs and I was like, oh, I wonder. I was like, they probably received their package. I literally said that. I was like, I thought about the order and I was like, I wonder if they received it. They probably have by now. I just thought that. That's insane. I probably like literally picked it up from you. You probably just received it and I picked it up, and because you're so here and you're so nice and caring and things like that, we probably just like telepathically tapped into that. That's amazing. So cool. But okay, I peep. You said TikTok or Instagram. All right, definitely. Okay, thank you for that though. Thank you. Oh my god, that's crazy. I cannot believe you received that today. Dang, guys, I love y'all so much. Thank you guys for every freaking thing. If you guys have any other questions, if y'all want to send me anything, if y'all want to tell me anything, if y'all want me to make another video about something else, feel free to let me know. I'd be more than happy to do that. I'll be back on Monday for Spiritual Monday video. You already know spiritual topics. Maybe I'll talk about, I forgot what the topic was. It was something that someone said here. I don't remember. Celibacy? No, it wasn't that. It was something else. I don't remember. If I remember, I'll make the video on it. If you want, I can send you the subliminal that was inspired by you. Yeah, feel free if you want. Go right ahead. I'd be more than happy. Oh my god, I just saw 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds. 1111. I've been seeing 1111 so much lately. It's very beautiful. I love you guys so much. If you guys have any other questions, come on Monday. I'll be here to answer them all for you. Thank you guys so much. Sekhmet. I must have missed that comment. Oh, I probably did miss it. Well, it's okay. On Monday, come back to me, guys. Thank you guys so much. God bless you. Please take care of yourselves. You guys are all strong, empowered, and very much in control. Believe in yourselves. I want to like let it go, but I don't want to. I feel like my laptop will go back. Oh my god, I went past. I love you guys. God bless you. Bye. I'll see you very soon. Please take care, everyone. Bye, angels. I love you.